These are 6 prospects the Browns should avoid, according to BrownsWire.com. First, they go with Troy Franklin, wide receiver from Oregon. Worried about his slender 174-pound frame, worried about his ability to consistently track the ball downfield, worried about his potential to run a full route tree, not just stride it out on the vertical plane. So, again, that's from Browns Wire. And you know what? All those things, those would concern me too.
Yeah. Troy Franklin is definitely one that I've heard a lot of concern about. There's some people who are dead set evangelists for him that think that he's going to be a #1 receiver in the NFL. There are other people who just don't see him as a football player. So yeah, he's definitely somebody interesting to talk about.
All right, number 2 on this list, a tight end, Javon Sanders. For starters, this guy can't block a lick. While he runs a fast 40, his explosiveness testing fell well below par, hitting just 30 inches in the vertical, 9 feet 6 inches in the broad jump. Sanders overlaps and does not complement the skill set of David Njoku at all. If we're being honest, a good comparison for Sanders is Dollar Tree David Njoku. That might be one of my favorite lines of a draft comp that I've read. So, Dollar Store David Njoku.
That's a very harsh write-up on Jatavion. Look, he's a project, right? You have to work with him. So what you see on tape isn't necessarily all that you want out of him, right? You're not asking him to be the same guy that he was at Texas. And some of this stuff can get fixed, right? David Njoku did not block a lick at the University of Miami either. And explosiveness, while I think it matters at some positions more than others, I don't really think I need my tight end to be super explosive given the route tree that they're going to be asked to run. So I'm not as low on Jatavion as this writer is, but I could see why people would be hesitant about doing it.
Yeah, the one thing about him needs to get his strength. You know, somebody pointed out to me that his, I think he did 5 reps on the bench, and Njoku did 22 at the combine. So that is something you can work on. That's something you can improve.
Now, to be fair, like, not everybody's David Njoku. Like, David Njoku is, 6'8" wingspan and able to do 20. That's insane. Okay.
Now, the point being, though, you can improve the strength. You can get that up. Yeah. That's just a matter of locking him in the weight room and saying, you're going to do some bench presses here, Jatavion. All right, number 3 on this list, defensive lineman Brandon Doras from Oregon. Too small to play the 3 technique, not athletic enough to win on the edge. Weighed in at 283 pounds, 21st among defensive tackles. Does not play with strength on tape, 2-gap, anchor double, or with ease from the interior. So again, some concerns with Doras. I've seen him in that 2nd round range, late 2nd, early 3rd round range.
Yeah, I'm not really too familiar with Brandon Doras, to be honest with you. But there are other defensive linemen that I like in this class. You know, I do think that, again, Dwayne Carter and Michael Hall are people I would look at before I would look at him.
All right, another one on this list, Jeremiah Trotter, linebacker, Clemson. Despite being undersized and unathletic, Trotter consistently gets mocked on day 2. That's when, looking at his tape, Trotter's eyes are consistently in the wrong spot, forcing his teammates to correct. So Trotter is a guy that, you know, seems to be a favorite. There's some instinct there, but I get what they're saying.
Yeah. Corey was going at him in this one. But yeah, Jeremiah, I think there are better linebackers out there. I think Corey's a much bigger fan of Edrin Cooper from Texas A&M, and then also the guy from Michigan. I am blanking on his name. Junior Colson is the one that would make more sense for him.
Yep, and again, this is Corey Kinnan who wrote this for Browns Wire. All right, Tandre Sweat, defensive tackle from the Browns, is the final one on this list. Browns are looking for another defensive tackle. They're better off going with guys who can shoot gaps and penetrate against the pass at a higher level. Michael Hall, Mekhi Wingo could be much better fits in Cleveland. Sweat, you know, also has the thing with the DUI and that if he falls far enough and the Browns are confident, you know, that that's not an issue. I could see them taking a flyer on him 4th or 5th round.
The Tandre Sweat thing is interesting because, like, under normal circumstances, I would have no reason to believe that the Browns would be interested in him. But the only reason I'm like hesitant on thinking that is they took Siaki Ika last year.
Yep.
And like that breaks my evaluation of what they want at defensive tackle. Like I thought I had a good grip on it, but then Jim Schwartz walks in and he takes Siaki Ika. And if you would take Siaki Ika and Tandre Sweat is there in day 3, I can't imagine a team that took Siaki Ika last year would avoid Tandre Sweat for whatever reason, right? Because Tandre Sweat is a better version of Siaki Ika. That being said, I agree with Corey's points here that I don't think that this is what the Browns need at defensive tackle.